Warning. The following program may contain strong language as well as adult or controversial themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to another Around the Grid, not weekly but bi-weekly, and this is actually our season finale. I am your host, Zack completely clueless as always, and with me I have the lovely Katheryn Llewellyn. Hi, Katheryn.
Hello. And I see you have some lovely food in that's in front of me, so I'm gonna try to get a little snacky.
Yes, our friends at Cat Noodle have graciously offered us some mochi, which I have placed on the table, and we can actually all just pick it up and have a bite. Have a bite while we, of course, get on the news. How about that? And on the news, we have a few things this week. Now, firstly, the Second Life 19th birthday Shop and Hop applications are now open to merchants. The applications are open until May 8th. And some important details. Setup for participating merchants will be held June 3rd to 8th, and all participating merchants are required to have at least a 20% discount on all items. All merchants must provide a new and exclusive, for the duration of the event, non-group gift. Items need to be appropriate for a moderate audience. And apparently these are such fantastic news that Katheryn cannot stay on her seat.
I cannot. It was crazy. It was crazy. I lost it. I went on the floor.
On other news, there's a new episode of Second Life University. Easy Linden was talking about land and group basics, so you can go on YouTube and check it. Here's a glimpse at some of the topics. So general about land tips, how to tell if land is abandoned and or for sale, deed land to group donations, buy for group, parcel join or divide, and concierge and land user group. All of this from Easy Linden. Now, more news. In world, SAKURA regions are starting to come online. The new SAKURA Linden home regions have started to appear on the grid. Now, there was a sighting of around 68 SAKURA regions that have been sighted on the grid north of the stilt homes. All of these new regions have Japanese names and are at this time not open to the public. 68. I guess they didn't want to go with the funny number, did they?
Well, it looks like they're gonna have quite a bit, you know.
Yeah, 68 regions. That is a lot of housing. Well, of course, they are going to do all of that landscaping with the paths and the canals and all of that. So we'll see how much each region will be able to hold. Now, on more news, this is very important. Fantasy Faire 2022, the event has opened its doors on April 21st, and it ends at May 8th. We actually have a video after this section. So Fantasy Faire, one of the major events in the Relay for Life of Second Life season, is now open. This year, the event counts with 20 regions in total to explore. 20. That is a lot.
Yeah. And a lot to do. So, you know, you're gonna. It's a great opportunity to support the American Cancer Society.
Yes, it is.
It's an exciting time because there's a lot of wonderful performers, a lot of wonderful DJs and musicians and singers giving their time to really fundraise. And I've already heard that they totally surpassed their expected goal or their benchmark by the, I think, third day or fourth day, which,
Oh, let me just stop you
just
there
stands
for a
to
second,
reason.
Kat. I think your video is coming up right now, so so you don't get interrupted by it. But let's just have a look at it. And apparently, I owe an apology to Kath because I placed on that piece of news the old video, because of course, silly me. But you were saying they have already exceeded their goal. Is that it?
They exceeded their goal. I heard as of last Tuesday. So it's been a really wonderful fundraiser, really doing a great deal to really make a difference. So I'm excited that I
Then
participated, that I got to go, and I still want to go see a lot of what I haven't seen there because it's pretty impressive.
yeah, I gotta pop by there and have a look. Indeed, I haven't had a chance yet, but yes, Fantasy Fair doing their great work for Relay for Life, Second Life, and for the American Cancer Society. It's just really, truly amazing stuff. And what else we have? Also in world, a NEWBROOKE station, a brand new train station appeared outside in the New Bank community area. This kind of indicates that the NEWBROOKE rail service is now starting to be built, which will include switches, crossings, sidings for passing, and further connections for all of you rail enthusiasts. A new location for you to play around with your trains. And that is on the regular news. That's what we have. But hey, on to sports. On sports news, once again, I want to thank the Second Life Sports Discord server for so many news that I have, and I have not even included everything. I'll give a quick shout out at the end for some of the remaining things that I have not pointed out. But first of all, the SLE Racing, in SLE Racing, there are changes in the team rosters and the FVA. First of all, APC are replacing Fabian Litten with Cali Chiori, who is actually ahead on the positions than Fabian was, because Fabian has been missing several of these races. Now, on Husaria Racing, Jisoo, also absent, will be replaced by Candy tomorrow, starting already this season. There's a lot of replacements on the FV this time. On third for Rockrose, we have Rockrose Racing Team. Virgo Wolf is going to be signed on for them. No replacements, but just a new signing. And finally, for Carmona Grand Prix 1 team, Azria Sanakan has been having several networking issues, so the Spaniard is going to be replaced by the rookie Demarial Watkins. These are names that are not easy to say when you're not prepared to say them.
If I
yeah.
could race, if I could at least drive in a straight line, but SL racing is not so cut and dry. I can't even get in a car and drive in a straight line.
Yeah, well, thankfully they do not do races on mainland or anything like that. I've been to one of the races before our previous show. It's actually very impressive what they do there. They have a sim where they place everything, and they make sure that everything is lag free. Make sure that everyone has their HUDs, most of their HUDs off, and everything. And it's actually very entertaining there. And with a good machine, you should be able to do a proper racing in a situation like that. Now trying to do it on mainland, of course, that would be ridiculous. Which is one of the reasons why Creamy, Amiar, and I have not moved forward with our idea of a Top Gear. That and lack of time. On more sports news, on golf, the 2022 Ravenwood SHIRE Open Classic has finished today. It started on the 21st, and it had trophies for the top 3 spots, where actually we have a friendly face that got second place, if I remember correctly, which was Alexi Amore from Rainbow Golf Links. The owner of Rainbow Golf Links actually got second place. Nice. on the Ravenwood SHIRE Spring Open Golf Classic. So congratulations to all the winners. I noticed her name immediately because I was reading the winners on the actually on the Rainbow Golf Link. They posted the winners there, and I read, and I noticed her name immediately there. But that is golf then. Now, more sports. We have sailing this time. Catfight in the North Sea. Catfight is the name of the race. It wasn't a fight. There was no Trafalgar there. But there were calm seas on the North Sea, where there were no records of a did not finish. Everything went well. So I hope everything continues to go well. I've also had notices. I also had information that there was another regatta today, the Bandit If Regatta, and apparently everything went well, still on the North Sea, with a fleet of 8 Bandit Ifs at the start. So it was a regatta with only a specific kind of boat in it. I gotta get more into this whole sailing segment. This is a fairly new one on Second Life Sports, at least on the server. Now, for more sports, there was in wrestling the Ukraine Red Cross charity wrestling show on the 21st. Was for about a couple of hours. 5 Second Life wrestling federations joined together to help Ukraine, and all donations went to support the Red Cross in Ukraine. This was from Over the Edge, Fusion Pro Wrestling, Premier Wrestling, WPWF.
Wow.
And UFW. It's impressive, really. Now, I don't have listed here, but there is a new wrestling experience coming up on Second Life. It's called Rise, Ring of International Stars Experience. It's an international wrestling experience coming up on Second Life. It's already on its second exhibition. So that's another thing to take into consideration. Apparently, drag racing is moving up as well, and I have to reach out to Jack on that to get more information. They have already had their first year as Phoenix International Speedway, which is a drag racing sim in Second Life. They celebrated it on the 29th, the first year there. So I'll have to check on these things and have a bit of a look at all of these new things to look in Second Life. And that was it for the news for sports. But we still have entertainment with our intro that I will have to change for next season to avoid demonetization, because it's the one thing that demonetizes me every time. Even if I'm not expecting monetization on these videos.
We're working on it. We're going to get that strategy down. We're going to get you monetized, dang it.
It's this.
I don't know if we'll get me monetized, but we'll get you monetized.
It's this short little clip, because of the fanfare there, it always gets captured. I don't know why. But in entertainment news, first of all, Premier Wrestling has a new signing announcement. An old legend is coming to Premier Wrestling. It is, yes, an old legend of wrestling. Derrick Zane returns to the ring for Premier Wrestling. So I'm looking forward to see him on the next season, either of Premiere or of Now. Now, on other news, and this is the one for Kat, Drama Libre presents Disco Inferno, and we actually have a little video for that.
Now, Drama Libre's thing.
What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? This is getting out of control, you know? Like somebody poured gasoline over the whole world and lit it on fire, man. And now, we're expected to jump on in. Change the way we think, change the way we look, and even change the way we move, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna fight the flames, man? Are you gonna resist the change taking over the world, man? Are you gonna embrace the movement and jump in with both feet? Me? I've made up my mind, man. And I'm all in. You can't stop me. I'm gonna hustle over to the bus stop and grabbing the roller coaster to the Disco Inferno! Next week, on Saturday, April 30, Drama Libre sets the whole world on fire with Disco Inferno. For more information, go to www.dramalibre.com. Drama Libre, leading the revolution against drama, one party at a time.
That is right. Drama Libre with Disco Inferno today, Saturday, April 30th, 7 to 10 p.m. And we're going to see Kath there, of course. If you follow Adventures in Second Life with Katheryn Llewellyn, don't forget to follow, leave a like, and hit that bell button. Are you looking forward to this Disco Inferno? I think you are, considering the video.
I have to find a great outfit for it, though. I have so many disco outfits, but I want to do something like unique.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that wants to show up as a disco ball, but I have a feeling that people are already going to do that.
Maybe.
And I could come up as a Earth on fire, but I don't know if I also feel like somebody else is going to do that because that's kind of obvious.
I mean, you could always put one of those 70s outfits and get yourself some devil horns anyway, to mix the two of them.
I have some killer There's a store that sells some awesome boots that have little disco balls in them.
Mm-hmm.
They are so cool. I have to find them in my inventory, but they're like, they have like little disco mirror globes in them. They're go-go boots.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to that. Now, I know I haven't posted anything here about that. I do believe the SL Video Awards are going now.
They are. I just voted.
Okay, I have to go and do my voting. But it would probably be one of the last times. So yeah, I've had the conversation already with Rizzo, so I'll
So you may become a judge?
I may become a judge on that.
Ah, yeah, I actually told Rizzo to ping you.
So yes, that is it for the news this time. That was quite a bit still. But you know what's quite a bit is what gets out of my wallet. With all of these events. This month, the events were not very full of it. They didn't have many things that popped into my eye that much. Unfortunately, I didn't have Creamy's help this time. She was a bit busy. I did have Amy R's help for a bit. Although there is one thing that she did not help, because I really told her, stay away from picking anything from Rant 21, because I don't want you to be biased. But let's have a look. So, on the events starting, we have Planet 29 from April 29th to May 22nd. And what do we have at Planet 29? First of all, this one was picked by Amiar. I had to make a little bit of a change from FÉDÉRATION, the Shibari Bon. So I'm sorry for my mug there with such surprised look, but it was needed. The Shibari Bon at Planet 29. I actually should have placed these ones also on a loop. This one was my choice, the Kazame Slipper from Lumox.
I saw those. They're so cute.
250 to 500 lindens. These are just adorable, and I had to pick them. Come on.
I love that they come in
just
so many
great.
different colors.
Yes, that's also great. And last but not least, another pick from Amiar. Yaya with Jinx You hair. These are just adorable as well. And they go from 99 linen to $3.99. Actually, not a bad price for hair. This is at Planet 29 from April 29th to May 22nd. Hopefully I have the loops going correctly on the other ones. But now for 21. 21, what we have is from April 21st to May 12th. We start with Cat Noodle and La Plume with the Ultra Combo Arcade Cheesy Steak Nachos and the Isaac Kelly poses. This is the first time that Cat Noodle is going at their attempt at a backdrop, and it looks fantastic, I can tell you.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yes.
Because look at all the stuff they're getting. Wow.
It's really, really detailed. And the price is $200 for the poses. And it goes from I think it's $450 to $550 for the backdrop or backdrop and nachos. Which, considering the quality of it, it is really very good. I bet Creamy is going to want to do some pictures on that. Now, also at N21, Gasset has the Kiara outfit. Nina actually got the tops from here. They go from $249 to $14.99. And the tops are a little bit revealing on the side because they're open on the side, but they are very nice. And now, also at N21, Tarte has the Catching Fireflies, which I just found was adorable. There's no zooming or anything on this one because it's really just a firefly jar. And it looks so good. I just had to. It's 250 linden, is it? Yeah, 250 linden for the jar. This is N21, April 21st to May 12th. Now, Uber always has so much stuff. It's always a hard time trying to figure out what to pick. April 25th to May 22nd.
Yes.
And what we have is Amitié with tulips filled. 50 linden to
that
420.
kills me. I love tulips.
Right. The other thing that I found funny is that Amitié went with the
It's like
funny.
my absolute favorite
They
flower.
went with a funny price for the top for the fat pack. They did decide to go for 420 for the fat pack, considering it's tulips in Netherlands.
That's funny. That is funny.
Foxwood. This is a choice from Amiar. Foxwood has the little pug.
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute. I love that it has its own little coat.
Right. It's like a little rapper pug. And then another one also from Amiar, Soul with the
He's boss of
Bria
the block.
blazer. The Bria blazer for 300 linden or 1850 for the fat pack. This and more at Uber Global, April 25th to May 22nd. Now, last but not the least, we only have 4 events this time, but it's good. We have Man Cave, April 17th to May 11th. Weirdly, I think only one of these was my choice. Everything else was actually chosen by Amiar. This was my choice, the Cloud Sneakers Unisex, because I love me some good old style
Comfy
sneakers,
everybody
comfy
does,
and
yeah.
looking great.
For sure.
For $2.99 up to $14.99, these just look fantastic. Now, on a choice from Amiar, the Aruki mask from Codex, 329 linden. She just loves the weird masks, and this one actually looks very good. Lots of detail and very colorful too, with plenty of options
really nice.
on the HUD.
That's nice looking. I like a good mask. It's always fun to get. I like a good mask. I like a good scary mask too, because since I zombie hunt on the semi-regular, I always like to change my outfit. Like just a couple of weeks ago, Asteroid Box had these really cool leather pants with a snake design on them, and I fell in love with those, and I thought that would be perfect for my zombie killing outfit.
There are a couple of shops that really go very well on masks like that. I think Hilton is one of them.
Sakai is pretty cool. I like Sakai stuff.
I always remember Hilton because very frequently when me and Creamy go to events and look, we always misread Hilton for some reason, to a terrible thing to misread it.
I think did Hilton. There was okay. You know what? Let me look up my zombie killing outfit, because there is a mask that I got that I absolutely love.
Meanwhile, while you look,
50.
Move over to the third place. Crescendo has a guitar stand for $2.99 Linden, and it has a lot of detail there. There's 2 guitars on each of the stands, a music sheet, the big speaker. It's really looking great, and it has a very colorful version also. Those are awesome. That is Crescendo with a guitar stand for $2.99 at Man Cave.
Nice.
From
Nice.
April 17th to May 11th. But yes, there's so many great great shops with amazing masks.
There it is, the Forge. The Forge has this killer gas mask that is just insane.
The Forge really has amazing ones. Funnily enough, Hamiar actually did a couple of masks that work very well and that she never put for sale. Which is a very annoying thing. And I keep
This is my favorite
pushing
gas
on that.
mask.
Oh, there you go. Yes, I know that one. That is great.
I love it. I love the fact that it has teeth and it's intimidating as heck. And it's like, yeah, come for me. I dare you.
Yeah, I got to check with Amiar so she can maybe send you 1 or 2 of her other masks. One has like a cat skull on it.
Ooh.
And it actually does the effects of breathing and everything.
Ooh.
And the other one is like almost like a complete white mask, but with a crack and some seams on it, some stitching on it, which also looks very good for a kind of serial killer look.
You'll like this mask. This is a really cool one I got from Sakai, and once you get to see the text on it, check the text.
Let's have a look at that. Can we have Nina? Can we have a camera go a bit closer? Oh yeah, there we go. Total psycho.
That's my zombie killing mask.
There's some great stuff.
They did, and you know the owner is so sweet. He pinged me because he wanted to talk about how he had this really cool freebie going, and I did a quick video for it and invited people to come to the store, and then he so kindly gave me a gift card. So I am seriously tempted to take a group of people to shop there and kill that gift card.
That's a good idea. But that just looks amazing, really.
Isn't that awesome? That
it is very cool.
I love that. I love that mask. I think it's because because you could actually change the wording on it. It was awesome.
Now, today we do not have some crazy shopping. This past couple of weeks were a little bit busy for crazy, and also it was a little bit busy for you this week, Kat. So we don't have a cat's corner, but you do have some suggestions, don't you? Yes.
Well, I did go around the grid. I absolutely did, and I there were several things that I found. Apparently, okay, let's start with some gift credits. Tutti Belli has an 800 Linden gift credit, and all you have to do is join the group and hit that store. It is a makeup studio, and it's 800 Linden. I think it's in honor of Mother's Day. Bless their hearts.
Tutti Belli with an 800 Linden?
800 Linden.
Okay, so take a note. You will have to take a note this time. We didn't have time to make a complete video, so we're pointing them out. Just pay attention to what Kat is saying.
Next one up is Omnia Originals, and that's a 500 Linden gift credit to join the group and teleport over. And it is that's an attire shop, a ladies' attire shop.
Okay, yeah,
but
yeah. I do love Omnia.
We did not forget our men, or other. You know, we're all inclusive. So of course, I did a quick hop, skip, and a jump to Billionaire Motors, and they have another gorgeous new car. No group needed. All you have to do is teleport over and pay 0 Linden for that gorgeous free car they have.
Billionaire Motors populating Second Life's roads one car at a time.
One car at a time. Yep. Then there is, of course, for those ladies who are looking for some free hair, that want some really nice, pretty free hair, Vaga has a temporary free group. It will increase to 350 Linden, potentially in 24 hours or less. So you want to rush out there, but you want to join the group, and then of course go to the location. They have 3 different hairstyles available that include, of course, a style HUD and the hair, which is really nice. It's a great deal. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the same designer from Faga also did this wonderful, generous gift where he has 7 outfits from his original store, Mangula, at Freebie Galaxy. There is no group needed. Each gift is 0 Linden. You just show up at the landmark, and I will make sure that Zach posts that in the video description.
Yes.
All you have to do is go click teleport, and if for some reason you don't teleport in front of the Mangula display, follow the beacons until you reach it, and it's 7 different outfits that are there free, and they're different sizes. They're really nice looks that you can use.
Yeah, and they are available for a multitude of mesh bodies. There are some of them available even up to Legacy, which is pretty impressive for something available at Freebie Galaxy.
But yeah, and I have to thank Zach was the one who found that for me, so I can't take credit for that. So Zach, thank you.
You're welcome.
And next up is Haus, Haus. They have a really cool store. The problem is it's in a skybox. You can't really walk around because apparently you fall through the floor. So for those of you who aren't experienced using your cams, I recommend you learn how to use your cam, because what you want to do is you want to join the group ahead of time. So make sure to go to the video description, click on the group, join the group ahead of time, then click on the SL URL, stand there, and then cam to where it says group gifts. They have, I think, 9 manicures that are quite lovely that you might want to take home with you. And you basically buy them for 1 Linden and that 1 Linden gets refunded to you if you're a group member and you're active when you arrive there. And last 2 are on the same sim. Lunar and Lyrium. Lyrium has some lovely gifts. They have poses available and 2 I think at AOs potentially that you can use that are group gifts. And Lunar has 2 really cute outfits and some fluffy stuff to go with them. So if you're interested, those are both free groups, and they both have the same landmark. You just basically land right in the middle, out in the exterior courtyard, and you either walk to the left or walk to the right, depending on which store you want to hit.
We love ourselves some nice fluffy stuff. Thanks, Kath. So yes, that was the content for Kat's Corner for this time. Once again, we'll leave links in the description, of course, so you can have your pick on everything that you'd like to have a look at.
And at right before, and I checked all of these today, by the way, to make sure that they're still live and active and available for you.
Yes.
Even though I got notices for it a while ago.
Thank you, Katheryn. You always do such great work on finding all these things. It's amazing.
I keep us covered.
Now I I have a seriously for today. Actually, we picked it up just a little bit ago, and let's have a look at it. Now this is going to be a short one, probably, as most seriously, whenever Creamy is not around to actually rant on and on about it. But I have requests to add to seriously from Nathaena, or Nathaena, as we all know her here at Xi'an as well. So Nat has a request for me to talk about toes. And no, it's not kinky or anything. It's simply toenails. Now, toenails have a problem. Her problem specifically is with Nathaena. She wears Nathaena, and whenever she has toenails, and she, for example, uses a bomb stockings, the toenails are on top of the stockings, which of course is a ridiculous thing.
Yes.
Now, I have not checked on other bodies, but I think it may be a common thing, which of course is not entirely correct. It would be great if there was any option, either when you have stockings, bomb stockings, to disable toenails immediately, or something like that, or anything that would actually help with this kind of situation. I don't know. Have you experienced any of this, Kath?
I have, and I was actually curious as to why they one of the things I noticed, because I tend to wear, I don't tend to wear, I wear a variety of shoes, as you can see today. Like, I'm wearing my sneaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will wear flats, I will wear sneaks, I will wear stilettos, I will wear mid heels, I'll do all sorts of shoes. It's no big deal. That's for me. It's like, although some people really love the stiletto heel, I'm not necessarily all that mad about them, because because in real life, stiletto heels hurt. And I feel like I'm being dishonest if I'm constantly wearing stilettos.
Yeah.
So that's why I mix it up. And I've noticed that sometimes on my little flat shoes, because they're mesh, my toenails kind of peek through. And I have to hide my feet. And even if I hide my feet, my nails are still there.
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes a little bit weird.
So that's a little pet peeve to Nathaena, that maybe Nathaena needs to do not just no nails hand, but no nails hands and feet.
Yeah.
Hint, Nathaena.
Yeah, and it's not only that. I mean, the nails are there. The whole thing with bomb is to try to adjust to a body. So whenever they build the body to actually accommodate bomb, they should be able to include the nails inside the area of the feet if necessary. I'm not sure how hard that would be or not, but it is something that should have been considered, I guess. So it is kind of strange. Now, on the matter of toenails, I myself have a seriously of my own an addendum to add to this one, which is, Cupra, what's the deal with those talons that you decided to put on those freaking toes? Because they scare me. That's the only definition I can go with. It's they scare me. They are scary. And I don't know what your opinion is on that, Kat, but seriously, they are scary to me. And I don't understand them.
I just see that, and I think maybe somebody needs to go to them, get them manicured or
Yes, get a little patty there and trim those. I mean, no. It's weird. I just feel it's very strange. But yes, that's my take on nails.
But
And
I
that is-
never understood the women who grow their nails so long that they get on the Guinness Book of World Records. I was like,
or
how
putting
did
those
how
fake
did they
nails
ever
even on
wipe?
your hands.
I mean, that was always my biggest question. Like in real life, how did they ever wipe? Was there? Did they have like a really accommodating family or spouse that was like hooking them up or something? What was that?
Isn't that what bidets are for?
Oh, I don't know. It just seemed odd to me, all that.
But it just feels the whole thing is it's like those people who those women who decide to put fake nails that are just absurdly large, and for some reason they then work with computers. How do you expect to type? There was a reason even Family Guy made a joke about that one. How do you expect to type? You can't. You're not gonna type with your nails.
Some people do, and they
Yeah,
get
I
really pretty
guess.
fast at it. It's
I
the strangest
guess.
thing. I've never. I mean, I wasn't a secretary when my nails were that long. I became a secretary after, and I noticed my speed got way faster when my nails were trimmed down.
Well, I can tell you two things that make your speed of typing go slow. One would be very long nails, yes, which I have never experienced. The other one would be what I experience very much, which is don't chew your nails, people, or your fingers as I do, because at some point you're going to do something that actually hurts you, and then typing is not very pleasant. As a developer, it's not a great thing to experience.
There you go. You heard it here first, people.
Well, so that was our Seriously. So thank you once again to Nathaena or Nathaena for the suggestion. Thank you. Now, what I do also have is a trip to the past. How about we have a look at our relic of the past of this time? Shall we have a look? Let's roll the tape.
On this edition of Relics of the Past, we'll focus on Bay City Transit and the Virtual Railway Consortium, located at the Bay City Docklands and Inner Harbour. This will be our first dive into one of Second Life's most fascinating facets, its railway system. Even though most of the Second Life Railroad runs almost exclusively on the Heterosera Atoll, north of the continent, there are a few other railway initiatives. One of these is the Bay City Harbour Railway, connecting 6 sims, starting at Inner Harbour, where we can find the Virtual Railway Consortium. Here you can pick a free locomotive and start your journey on Second Life's railway system, exploring the Docklands, from Inner Harbour to Maniaminia. The north part of the Bay City Harbour Railway looks like any classic rail in Heterosera. The main difference is the presence of some bridges that can, or should, rise when a boat is coming. In the south, the rail looks more like a tram, with asphalt between rails. Any regular train can use this railway, since it uses the same standards and guides as any rails in Heterosera. You can res your vehicle either at the Inner Harbour, or at the northernmost point. Unfortunately, Bay City Railway goes nowhere, simply connecting the centre of Bay City with some unpopulated islands, making it mainly decorative.
So that was the Bay City rail service. Yes, so Nina is going to go around, so for next season. I think most of the beginning of the season is going to be some of Bay City locations for Relics. Because, and in the other cities as well, because there's so much to see on Second Life cities that I think it's a great chance to have a look at those. Have you explored all of them?
Nope, not by a long shot. I mean, because I came back after, I think, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did some driving on some mainland and that was kind of fun, but it was also tough because but it was mostly like public areas because they had like bowling places and a restaurant and an arcade and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, with Bay City, we're measuring very well how we're going in terms of recording. So we record only on locations that are municipal locations, and with very little, and whenever there are no people around, or avoid to showcase people, because Bay City has some strict regulations regarding regarding machinima.
Yes.
So we have to try to avoid that. But for example, the railway is right next to the airport, which is another great thing. I mean, another big community apart from the rail community is the air community. They have so much stuff. I mean, there's traffic controller radios and everything on Marketplace for the whole thing, and they have traffic controllers around the grid. It's really impressive what the community has for all of these things. Okay, now what we also have for this show is one location for GridTrip. Now I can tell you that Nina went to visit another theme park.
Oh.
This one is a theme park that she found years ago. I've actually been there too. It's on mainland, right next to Route 1 at Rosera. It's right off Route 1, and well, I'll roll the tape so you can see.
The Unknown Theme Park is a family-friendly non-profit amusement park on Heterosera mainland, established in 2006. Here you have more than 70 free activities like Ferris wheels, roller coasters, a tour train, games, and many other options to explore and to have fun. Come party at the Unknown Club, where DJ Ali plays every 2 weeks on Wednesdays, and the Cougar cheerleaders perform every other Wednesday. Ride the roller coasters, hopping and swirling carnival rides, participate in RC races, relax at the pool or the chill area, play skill games like shooting and button mashing racing. Delve underground and take the Maze Thing challenge, and when you are done, challenge the brain for a guessing game and take a rocket ride to the moon. When you are done with the rides, wind down at the Unknown Cafe and AIDS Movie Theatre, where you can watch Future Shock, a short movie by Prida Parks. Don't forget to pop by the Golden Oriole Antiques and Curiosities, where you can shop a souvenir from your time at the Unknown Theme Park.
That was the Unknown Theme Park. Unfortunately, the shots that Nina got were mostly of the rides. There's a lot more to see. As it said on the video, there's radio control cars that you can do a race. Those are not how easy to control, but it's very fun. There's small games, and all these games, Katheryn was asking during the video if it's gambling games. They're not. They're games like whack-a-mole or just hitting a button for doing some races between multiple people, stuff like that. Same kind of games you would find, for example, at Magic Land that we showcased last time. No gambling, none of that. And so many rides to make you just don't go on mouse look on those rides, because otherwise you're probably gonna get a little bit. From what I'm told from Nina, she went after having dinner herself, and she went to the mistake of going into mouse look on some of those wacky rides, and it's not a fun experience at that point. But yes, you have a challenging brain down by the maze, which you can try and do a guessing game to see what the brain is thinking of the shapes that he has. You have a ride to the moon where you have other rides up there as well. So you take a rocket to the moon. There's a lot. And there is the cinema where you can watch a video, which actually is now a show with at least 2 seasons. It's on YouTube. By Prida Parks. Yeah. I'll have to check on that one as well. So, yes. Amazing stuff. That was our GridTrip, the unknown theme park. Now, of course, we're not leaving today without having a look at our artists this week. And this one, he picked the pictures that he sent to us, and these are just amazing. Let's have a look at our SL artists. Now, who do we have today? Who we have is Ren Matsuura. And look at those pictures. A lot of his work is in black and white, but it's really just exquisite. Or in tones, in very grayish tones, but it's really great work. Look at that.
Ooh. I love the depth of field on that. It feels so real.
Exactly, that's the thing. He does work that really feels very realistic.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
So impressive. I really loved it. He has so much more, so don't forget to go and visit the link in the description for Ren Matsuura.
I love this one. This first piece feels like it's like, victory.
Yeah, it does. And pieces like that one with the hair, it just feels like there's movement in it and everything. It's really great. It's not every time that we find an artist in Second Life that can do work of this quality. And so I am very thankful to Ren for letting us have him on our show, and we will be sure to send people his way to his Flickr, Ren Matsuura. So yes, that was our artist for this week. Great work. And that is our show for this week as well. Unless, do you have anything, Katheryn? Anything else you want to give us?
Not that I know of.
Well, I have only one thing to point out, which is don't forget to go and have a look at Katheryn's channel today, 8 p.m. She's going to be doing Drama Libre as usual. So go and have a look. Grab a ride onto Drama Libre yourself and go and have a dance, because it's Disco Inferno.
It is, and you don't want to miss out on that. That's like the best party.
Exactly. As for us here at Around the Grid Weekly, this is our signing off for Season 3. We'll see you again in 2 weeks on Season 4, where we will be bringing you more of the same and maybe even more of more. We'll see what we have. So don't forget, if you have any suggestions for any new segments you want to see at Around the Grid Weekly, not longer weekly but bi-weekly. So it's going to be weird calling it Around the Grid bi-weekly, but that is how it is. And so if you have any suggestions for segments, don't forget to send us your suggestions. And also you can join us on our Discord server. It's right there on the description as well. So you know what to do. And we will see you on Season 4 in 2 weeks. Thank you once again, Katheryn, for being here.
Yes, thank you.
And, well, thank you all for watching.